All I'm saying is that after a month of watching Spice and Wolf, this was the most conflicting episode for me. I don't know how you in your right mind can make me almost want to cry tears of joy with how sweet and adorable the embrace between Lawrence and Holo was. Like, that shit was ready to give me diabetes. I thought they were going in for a smooch before those damn bandits come in. That's all fine. The OST they used when they were running felt like I was in this majestic RPG just running through the fields. And then you sneak in despair. You sneak in torment. The diabetes mixed with despair of not knowing if this is gonna be bad or not. Now, I knew she would have to survive. The show started off with time skip Holo and a kid, who I assume is gonna be Lawrence's kid as well, given that it's pretty damn clear they become a couple. But that doesn't change the ominous vibes of her being kidnapped. Me wondering, what the hell do we have on this company? Like, what is the point of kidnapping either one of them? When kidnapping them, it's not like they have anything left that they need. Like, this trading company is gonna make hundreds of thousands of silver. Like, you get nothing. Like, what do you want? And then just they casually drop the bombshell. Oh yeah, buddy, my wife over here, yeah, she's a wise wolf. And if you watch after the credits, Holo looks like she recognizes the person walking down. Is that an old friend? And if so, is this gonna cause for some drama? I don't know. But it was a conflicting episode. Half of me wants to cry tears of joy because of how sweet it was, and the other half of me wants to cry tears of sorrow being like, that got way too emotional in a negative way that it didn't need to. But this was definitely the best episode out of the four. I thought last week was. I thought it's literally, I'm like, oh yeah, episode 1's great. No, episode 2's better. Episode 3's better. Episode 4. This freaking show about economics is awesome. Full live reactions over on my Patreon if you want some full uncut thoughts, and they're going to be over there if you're interested. So, where do you begin? You got the casual reveal. I thought her identity would be a secret the whole time. I thought if any character learned of her identity, it would happen every handful of episodes at very small points. It wouldn't be like a merchant, a leader. That's wild. But hands down, my favorite point was Holo's breakdown, because you do have to imagine and consider, what is it like to have friends, to have family members or people you care about and knowing you're gonna outlive them, and the idea of everyone leaving and just being alone. Like, for her, it's such an interesting scene because our boy is so happy. He should be making a couple thousand silvers, enough that he could open a shop. He would no longer have to be a traveling merchant. He could have his own shop and have a life, because as he says, it's pretty hard to make friends and stuff when you're constantly on the road. And it's so interesting because she's immediately like disappointed, like, what is she gonna do? And he's trying to pass it off as like, well, you'll still have money, like you'll be fine, like you'll live. And she's just like, I don't want to be alone. And it's like, my heart almost shattered in that moment. And the fact that I'm a little conflicted on this too. Did we have to sneeze into the paper of the drawing of our future business? But it's the thought that matters, man. I'm just like, the fact that they have such a sweet embrace where she cries, he hugs her, it's so sweet. I thought they were going to end up in the same bed, but I thought it was going to be because he stumbled into her bed because the light was out. She was there already. She was in his bed. I thought we were getting a smooch, and I was like, damn, this relationship's actually moving pretty fast. And then the damn bandits had to cockblock us, and I'm like, you know, normally I'd be real salty because, damn it, we were so close yet so far away to some emotional embrace, but we got that hug, we got the cry, and it just felt like it mattered. And there is something about that chase scene, man. It's interesting because this isn't an action anime, right? It's a economic, politically driven series about merchandise, selling stuff, the economics of how world and currency changes, and it's a character drama as well. But the idea of having this chase scene where I think there's at least 4 of them, they're trying to chase them down and capture them, and they have this beautiful music, probably my favorite piece of music I've heard in the show to date, and it felt like an RPG when, like, it's not a Zelda track, but it's to the same degree of when you first get into, like, a big field in Zelda, or any big RPG where you're just, like, you're walking and you're just, no one's attacking you. It just is like a very pleasant soundtrack. That's what it felt like, but they were chasing us, and it was so conflicting because it's like, this shouldn't work, but it works so well. And when she's talking about how, like, she knows he'll come to save her, I'm like, no. That's a no for me, dog. We ain't getting separated. We not getting captured. This is a no. And the fact that, like, half of this episode they were holding hands, and as he goes to reach, he misses, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. Luckily, we currently have some friends in high places, so if you bang on that gate, you're basically attacking the Grand Duke. And I really wasn't sure what the reveals, because obviously they had to have something that was worth something, and I was like, there's no way it's going to be Holo being a wolf, right? Like, there's no way that's the reveal. So that completely went out the window for me, and I couldn't figure out what the hell their secret weapon was that would be bribery or blackmail for a company that pretty much has everything they need from Lawrence and Holo, so kidnapping them saves them a couple thousand that they have to be paid. Like, what is their point? And then you open the letter, the strands of hair, I think it was from her tail to be honest, fall down, and the idea that he casually reveals it is such an interesting bombshell that I was like, it's not to the same level, but anyone who's ever seen the reveal of the Colossal and Armor Titan and their identities and how casual it is, it's kind of in that ballpark. It's not to the same degree of intensity, but it's like, did we really just casually reveal that? But I guess once she's already kind of caught, I mean, the wolf's out of the bag at that point, but conflicting episode in the best possible way. I'm like, am I happy? Am I sad? Am I tormented? Am I in awe? I don't know. But that's how you know you have a great episode on your hands. Spice and Wolf, as a new fan to the series, is so interesting because the art style is so crisp. I love the look. It's kind of interesting because usually I wouldn't be a fan of how the world looks in this show. And an example I can give is Ascendance of a Bookworm. Now, I don't think Ascendance of a Bookworm looks bad, but I do think in general the look of the world is a little bland and kind of eh. The characters I like looking at, but sometimes I'm like, the general markets and buildings and stuff just ain't really my cup of tea. And I feel like in a lot of ways, Spice and Wolf has a similar kind of like blandness to its world, but there's something about the line work, the lighting, and how they just make it feel realistic. Yeah, I'm gonna question why someone has 4 standard-ass plates as decor. No designs on them, doesn't look like expensive plates. Pretty shit decor if I'm being honest, but the actual look of the world I surprisingly enjoy, and I guess maybe it just works because this is such a grounded series to begin with that they don't try to make it extraordinary, and in return it just makes it feel simple, but that simplicity works to its advantage, I guess? I don't know, that's how I feel, but 10 out of 10 as per usual. Let me know what you thought down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell so you know if I want to upload more. Like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on my Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Alcerin, Rynan, Thrilled Axis 709, Mr. Yak, Lelouch CC, Proof Space, and SW Me. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.